The Northumberland Artsmark and Dance Development Programme is an opportunity for schools across the county to work with dance practitioners to develop dance in schools, to also achieve Artsmark, which is a nationally recognised kite mark for quality arts in school.
The aims of the programme are to raise awareness about Artsmark, to encourage teachers in schools and settings to consider applying for Artsmark, and to help to demystify dance for teachers who often can be a little bit nervous about incorporating dance into their programme, to bring artists into schools to work with teachers, and to take teachers and young people outside of school to benefit from the arts in cultural settings.
So in each school there are lots of similarities in the approach and lots of differences. We're looking at fitness and well-being. We're also then introducing a range of structures that allow a sense of unity with the class, but allow each child to bring their unique movement to what we're doing.
The reason we want to work so creatively with children is because we really feel that children have a natural, innate drive to learn through physical play and by engaging all of their senses. So in our sessions, we try to incorporate as much freedom for the children to really fully explore, so that they can get as much as they can out of their own bodies, their relationships with each other's, and the freedom of being able to move and play.
It's very important that projects like this happen, because you have young people in isolated areas who just don't have the means to access dance or the arts, not just dance. And to come in and work in that context is really, really important. I mean, it inspires them to go further. It encourages connections with bases like Dance City and, other places that are close to those rural areas. I always encourage people to come in, do some classes, practice or train with us. And, that talent just goes by the wayside, and they'll eventually lose interest if it's not embraced. You need some support there in order for talent to grow. You can't just expect it to grow in a vacuum. So if you don't make these connections with projects like this, it's all going to fall by the wayside, and half the talent that are in these rural areas is just going to disappear.
We follow a scheme when we teach dance, and it's usually a scheme to do with pirates or to do with the topic that we're teaching in school, whereas this has been completely creative, thinking outside the box.
They're allowed to make mistakes for themselves. They realise that something doesn't work and they adapt it themselves, rather than us have to say that it doesn't work or that they could improve it.
It's given them a lot of confidence to express different movements, knowing that they're not going to be laughed at, or everything is okay. It's a safe zone within the hall or outside in the playground to express different movements.
It's a wonderful opportunity for our students. I'd like to extend their learning experiences outside the classroom, and wherever we can, we'll grasp at any opportunity really that they can engage with. We are a rural school with a large catchment area, so it's not always that easy for our students. They can be travelling in 30, 40 miles away, and to come into school where they can extend some of those opportunities. I think we owe it to those students to do that.
It's an amazing opportunity. People teach creative things like dance and art in very different ways, so you get very different input and ideas and work from different starting points with different artists. And I think as a teacher, it's really interesting to observe somebody else teach creatively as well. There's so many different things that you can take from somebody else's teaching methods or process that you can then involve in your own teaching as well.
Through our dance development work across the county, we began to realise that a good number of schools were a little bit nervous about teaching dance. They could meet the curriculum, but it might feel quite mechanical. So we decided this was a good opportunity to address that issue. So we had a number of meetings and sessions to help teachers feel confident about the approach.
The CBD opportunities were fantastic. It was kind of really an opportunity for schools to demonstrate quality practice in their criteria for applying for Artsmark. It allowed them to work with a dance practitioner to think about planning the project, understand what the development needs were within the school, and that was very different for each school actually. So it was really responding to the needs of individual teachers and individual schools. It provided an opportunity for schools to work together to think about planning and develop creative ideas. It provided an opportunity to work with the dance artists to plan a programme of work in schools, working both with children and with teachers. And it enabled them to have access to dance expertise to be mentored as part of that project. So a very rich opportunity.
I felt really self-conscious at first, but everybody was just having a laugh, you know, and I could see how doing those things would help the children as well, have fun, because a lot of our children don't like dance. It's not cool to do dance. And since the children have learned, well, actually it's good fun after all.
Adults in school have learnt many skills through the CPD, most of which has been how to structure a dance lesson, things to put into a dance lesson, but probably most importantly not to be afraid of dance, to just try new things and to be able to ask the experts questions, and also how to incorporate dance into all different kinds of lessons, not just a specific dance lesson.
I think we're already starting to see fantastic things happen as a result of the programme. One of the areas is building on arts practice and to really enable young people to access dance who wouldn't ordinarily be able to do that and who really need that for health and well-being purposes. And ideally what we want to see are more arts organisations and cultural organisations understanding what schools need and really giving a quality offer. And I think Artsmark as a framework enables them to do that. And also to really make sure that artists are providing good quality practice that support teachers to really give the breadth and depth of arts opportunities that children and young people have a right to.
I would definitely recommend it because I was really not very confident in delivering dance. I'd never had any training before and therefore I was a bit reluctant to teach the children it. But now that I've had the sessions, I would definitely recommend this programme to other schools.
I think school life is normally quite regimental, and it's an excellent experience for anyone to try. I think even if you're not a dancey person, it's just a way of exploring movement and responding to music, which it has been really beneficial to our kids and actually our staff as well. They've really enjoyed it and they've thought of new ideas that they probably wouldn't have thought of before. So yeah, I would recommend it to anybody to give it a go.
Having been involved in the programme will also really help the next time Ofsted come to call, because we've got lots of evidence now about the dance that we've been involved in. We've got our Artsmark audit and we've got our plan for the future, so we feel really solid in the arts and we know where we're going.
I would recommend the programme to other schools. The possibilities are endless of what the external practitioners can offer you. If it's a particular group of children that you're not getting anywhere with, or you feel there's a need for those children, why not try something other than intervention work in a classroom that's based on, literacy, numeracy? Why not try something different for those children? I think it's a really good programme for opening up people's minds. There's a child's mind isn't all based on literacy and numeracy and written work. A child's mind should be creative, it should be imaginative, and I think sometimes we're teaching children to lose their creativity, and that might be what's causing the problems for these children. But if you are a part of a programme like this, it's encouraging you to remain creative, it's giving you ideas, and you've got the experts coming in who can work with the children and with the staff and give you ideas as well to make sure that you are creating the correct atmospheres and environments for the children to achieve their potential.